Hi, my name is Douglas Francisco with Spartan Risk Management. Today, we're just going to do a little intro and share what we do on the lending side, but more specifically, what we do for aviation lenders. Now, this was an interesting segment of ours that grew actually out of a claims issue where we saw an opportunity to help lenders out. We specialize in several key areas: commercial real estate, aviation, lending, and high net worth. And on the aviation side, we actually started doing lender reviews for depending on the type of aircraft that you're lending on. But more specifically, we help in the underwriting process on new loans to make sure that you have adequate protection for your collateral, being the aircraft, because there might be some things that are overlooked in that process. So, why are we in, or why do we even specialize in aviation? Why is that our niche? I'm a pilot. We own aircraft. We're active in the aviation space. It's one of my personal passions. But also on the business side, we've translated that and really helped out both on the risk management of aviation, and we brought our lending services to aviation as well. So I want to talk a little bit about today and some things that might be able to help you out on the lending side is we'll provide a full analysis or review of that aircraft depending on what it's being used for, whether it's Part 91, whether it's 135, maybe it's a flight school. We want to make sure that we have adequate protection. One of the things that we often see overlooked, and what really got me into the lending space for aviation, is we had a claim where the owner, this was a Part 91 that was used for some 135, but there was no loss of use coverage extended to the owner, right? So they were using loss of use to pay the debt, to make sure that they could continue their aviation operations. But what they found out was at time of loss, they had considered scrapping the plane, and they did, we worked on a negotiated settlement, but the alternative was that plane was going to be down for 24 to 36 months in repairs. At that time, it was not possible for the owner to continue making debt service payments, right? So that live example to me showed the importance of lenders really making sure you understand what type of coverages that your collateral has to make sure it's adequately protected. And many times what we do is not actually difficult for the borrower to obtain. It's just making sure they have the proper coverages. So in that example, we just asked for an endorsement to make sure that the 135 operations loss of use program, would be applicable to the owner. Any questions, feel free to reach out. Love to help you with your aviation specific needs. It's very niche. We understand the underwriting is niche, but we also want to make sure that all your collateral is adequately protected.